better introduction than, again, the ambience of rain, pitter-pattering on the door of the Grace Darling. It just works so well. At their EP launch, when I'm here with Will from
Without Parachutes.
I love that you just walk back and forth, bam, bam. We've only just started.
Oh,
yeah.
The segues.
So how's the run of shows panning out for you thus far?
Oh, we're loving it, you know. It's been a really good run for us, and we've been sort of from Newcastle all the way down here. This is our last show for this run, so yeah, it was a really great way to end it. Really,
and I noticed this evening your bassist, who also does a bit of singing, commenting on how glad he was to get out of Newcastle. What's the go there?
Newcastle was an interesting show. We definitely play there again, but it was just a quiet one for us. It was a little bit odd to sort of just have the crowd not be very responsive. That sounds a little up ourselves. So they could boo or cheer, but they just kind of didn't do anything.
So you had a lot of thumb twiddlers, a lot of texters, a lot of tweeting going on.
I don't know if there was texting. We just tell ourselves that they were in awe, and that's how we go to sleep at night.
Well, that was me tonight. I had a lot of difficulty mustering the courage to hop up on that stage following your performance, and your sound for a three-piece is ridiculously large. Whose decision was it to have 3 amps on stage for just one guitarist and one bassist?
That was a fairly unanimous decision. 2 of the amps are for our bassist, so I guess he's the main man behind that. But I think I was saying to you before, we're trying to be more people than we are. So yeah, he just works in a guitar with a bass and he swings it from there. It gets this ridiculously monster sound.
So you've released your music video. How was that process, like putting together a music video? How do you start that out, like, as a band?
Well, we were actually really lucky. We had this awesome production company called Paper Moose. They're based in Sydney. So the director of that, Nick Hunter, and a creative director called Zaid Alicity. It's Alicity, yeah. They're both just absolute legends, and they came to us with all the treatment and said, you know, we love your song, let's do this.
So you didn't sit down as a band and say, alright, here's the plan, we're going to do a music video. It was more, you were approached by other people to do it, or?
Well, we knew we wanted a video, but yeah, basically from there they just got in touch with our manager and said, you know, this is what we think, and we had a few meetings with them and tweaked a few bits, so it really suited what we thought, like our vision.
So you've run out of EPs. Why did you do that?
We just decided that we sold enough to get the money back from making it, and then we really just wanted to get our names out there, and, you know.
So you broke even and you thought, celebrate and we'll throw them all away before we get to our Melbourne show and everyone wants to buy them.
We didn't throw them away, but on the course of these shows we did run out, so yeah, I mean, it's still all available on Bandcamp and iTunes.
I know what you were doing. You were going down the freeway, you were bored, you thought, there's so many EPs we can frisbee out the window on the freeway, didn't you?
Frisbee's addictive. It's addictive.
It's dangerous.
It's not only if you throw it at people, which we...
So tonight I ran into a world of strife with my gear and was borderline having to play without it. Do you guys ever run into catastrophic situations having that many pedals on stage?
Almost exclusively. Yeah, I think actually tonight was a really good night for us where everything did go right. But on this show we had a show in Wollongong where halfway through, I think the second last song, our bassist's bottom string broke, which is pretty unusual for a bass player.
Break a bass string? What was he doing to it?
Well, he's a big boy. He slaps it. He slapped at the bass.
Doing a bit of Bendigo music man moves.
Pretty severely. So yeah, and then the very next night, I broke the bottom string on my guitar. I had to quickly reassess how to play everything. I use my E string a lot, so it's tough.
I don't even know what an E string is.
It's the fat one. Yeah, that one. The big boom boom one. Yeah, bass players.
What's the current status of you guys with regards to like all your organisational side of things? Are you under management at the moment, or are you just freestyling?
We're not with any label, no, but we do have our band manager, who's Danielle Edgin. She's the loveliest little American we know. So yeah, she's in Sydney and she works for 301 Studios up there, and she's the best. She's the best you can get. So
what's your game plan for the near future?
Well, we've just released the second single for our album, so we're working with yet another amazing American. His name's Nick Jadir, and he works up in the Byron Bay studio for 301, and he's done amazing work. You know, he's worked with Powderfinger, and he did Carnival's most recent album, and he's just the biggest legend ever. So we're in the process of finishing our album with him, and hopefully trying to get that out before the end of the year. But you know, all good things come
Take a little bit of time, but sounds like you work with a lot of big horses. That's sick, man.
It's humbling, you know. We just wouldn't expect to be working with someone so amazing.
Yeah.
And it brings up the performance of all of us, because we now, you know, he's the kind of guy that will say, you could do better on that.
Well, after tonight's performance, I have no constructive criticism, partly because I don't know much about music, but also partly because it was fucking amazing, man. And thanks a lot for taking the time to sit down after a sweaty gig and have a chat with us. It's been a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. Thank you for having me.
I look forward to seeing you soon.
You too.
That's all.